All right, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. We are going to, I'm looking for my link. Okay, hold on one second. Sharing my page. Here we go. Okay, there we go. All right, everybody should be seeing a PowerPoint slide that starts with lead generation, your number one job. Get somebody give me a thumbs up. That's what we're doing. Awesome, awesome. I have 8 slides to go through here. We're going to go through kind of quickly, but if you have a question as we're going, go ahead and put your hand up because we're going to immediately go to questions when we sign off on this. So lead generation, your number one job as a real estate agent is to prospect for business. Your number one job as a real estate agent is to find motivated buyers and sellers. Your number one job every day is to find motivated buyers and sellers, and nothing else matters until you've checked that box. Everything else and everyone else is a distraction other than finding motivated buyers and sellers. It's your number one job every day. I'm going to be super repetitive on this because the most important thing you guys can do is get this. All right, your number one job, start every day with one goal, find motivated buyers and sellers. Many agents expect clients to line up automatically. It ain't going to happen. If you guys are new to real estate and you're thinking people are going to line up and want to work with you, if you've been in the job a week, you've already discovered this just isn't going to happen. If you're anything like I am, when I got my real estate license way back in 2002, I thought that, okay, I know all of these people. I have friends, I have family members, and I was just looking at a list of everybody that I knew and knew that all of these people were going to work with me. And 15 years in production of selling over 100 homes a year, very few of them ever ended up working with me. Most of the people that I worked with were people that I didn't know. And I found them through daily prospecting, focus on standards that I held myself accountable to. By the way, my standard was scheduled 2 appointments a day, 10 a week, 40 a month. I was in front of 40 for sale by owners or 40 expired listings every single month. And it was a standard that I held myself accountable to. You need a simple, proven lead generation model. That's why you're here. Okay, prospecting based marketing enhanced. If you've got a copy of The Millionaire Real Estate Agent written by Gary Keller all the way back in 2003, the book actually says that you want to have a marketing based prospecting enhanced book. However, when he came out with Shift in 2009, he reversed that and he said, okay, I was wrong. You want it to be prospecting based and marketing enhanced. In a shifting market, let me tell you why this is so important. When the market is good, your phone's going to ring. You're buying leads. You're getting lots of leads because a lot of people are buying. And for example, we sold 6,000 plus homes in 2005. We sold less than 4,000 homes in 2006. We sold if I said thousand, I meant million. We sold fewer than 4 million homes in 2024. The number of homes we sold in 2024 was a 50-year low. Now, if you are prospecting based, that means you're on the phone making calls, you're not waiting for business to come to you, then you're not going to see a decrease in your sales. You'll actually see an increase in sales because you're reaching out to those expired listings where other agents aren't. We succeed in a really good market because of what we're doing well, but we also succeed in a really good market in spite of what we're doing wrong. All right, we have 3 buckets of lead generation: prospecting, marketing, repeat, and referral business. Prospecting, proactively reach out to find motivated buyers and sellers. Methods include for sale by owner calls, expired listings, circle prospecting, door knocking, pre-foreclosure calls. When the market's good, you're going to focus more on for sale by owner calls and you're going to focus less on expired calls. As the market starts to shift and you start to see more homes on the market, inventory is increasing, and you have homes coming off the market, you're going to switch your strategy from for sale by owner first to expired listings first. Those got to be your first calls that you make every single day is to all of those expired listings. And I'm going to go through different strategies and scripts and with you here in just a bit. Um, on all of this. All right. The goal is set an appointment with a potential seller. If you don't stop making calls until you've scheduled at least one appointment, then at the end of the week, you've had five appointments, you've had 20 appointments a month, and you've had 240 or 250 appointments a year. It's just math. And your conversion ratio at its worst is going to be 10%. So you face to face with 250 potential sellers, Kia, and it's Kia, right? Thumbs up. Okay. So you're face to face with 250 potential sellers. You're following up with them. You have a 10% conversion ratio. That's 25 seller listings. 25 seller listings. Now, if the average commission check is $10,000, that's $250,000 just on the seller side of the business. If I told all of you, Divya, if I told you that if you'll just go on one appointment every single day and you systematically follow up without exception, which means you don't stop following up, all right? No is not a word that lives in my vocabulary. I reject rejection. No simply means not yet. I understand that people will not change their mind, but they will make a new decision based on new information. So I'm just going to keep following up. So when that seller says to me, I'm not going to list my home with you, you could stop calling. Awesome. Talk to you in a couple of weeks. Literally. 10% are going to hire you. Now, if I told you this and I said the end result is you're going to make $250,000 on the seller side of your business at the end of the year, would you make calls every single day until you've booked at least one appointment? If the answer is yes, raise your hand. I'm looking at you guys. So for those of you who aren't raising your hand, I'm wondering what the heck, what did you not hear? Okay. All right. Uh, If I had an offer on your home, would you want me to bring it? Simple. That's it, right there. Works for sale by owner, works for an expired listing. Jeannie, John Dietz, local real estate expert. Notice you're selling your home by owner. Just curious, if I had an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer? Kia, John Dietz, local real estate expert. Notice your home came off the market. Just curious, are you still interested in selling your home? No, I'm not. If a buyer showed up tomorrow with a full price offer, what would you do? I'd sell my home. Got it. So what I'm hearing you say is you don't want to list your home, but you do want to sell your home. Did I get that right? Yeah. I bet you're getting lots of calls from real estate agents and they all want to list your home, don't they? So here's the good news. I don't want to list your home. I want to sell your home. Now, the only way I could do that is by taking 15 or 20 minutes to pop by, take a look, ask some questions, take some notes, so I could potentially bring you that offer. If you knew I was going to bring you an offer, Angie, would you want to meet with me? They're going to say yes. Now, if you say no, and it's totally okay if you do, by the way, if you say no and 6 months later you're still in your home, it's worth less money, and you're not where you want to be. By the way, Angie, if your home would have sold, where are you moving to? Moving to Tampa. What's important about moving to Tampa? I want to be closer to your family. Okay, so it's 6 months from now, and you're not in Tampa, you're not with your family, you're still in this house, and it's worth $20,000 less than it is today. Meanwhile, I sold another home in your neighborhood, could have been yours, but I didn't sell your home simply because you said no. Are you okay with that? Now, what do you have to lose by saying no to me? Potentially, you could still be in your home 6 months from now, and it's not worth 20, and it's worth $20,000 less, and you're not where you want to be. What do you have to gain? You could sell your house. Why would you say no? Now, if you guys are doing this the right way, Taz, you're going to start hearing people say things like, I said no to everybody else. You're the only person that I let come see my home, and I don't even know why. Now, I know why because you're using proven systems and methods, you're using proven scripts to have these conversations, and people are saying yes to you. All right. To an expired listing, there are three reasons listings don't sell: price, presentation, or marketing. These are just the basic scripts, guys, that you need to internalize in order to be successful at this. If your home had sold, where are you moving to? Moving to Tampa. What's in Tampa? Family. Have you given up on that goal? Nobody wants to be a quitter. Nobody wants to give up. Simply ask them, Michael, are you still interested in getting to Tampa so you could be with your family? Or have you given up? If your home is sold, where you moved to, I already did that. A home nearby just sold. Okay, this is circle prospecting. A home nearby just sold for top dollar. Who do you know that's looking to sell? That is the most simple, basic way that I can give that script to you. It's actually, hey, Michael, John Dietz, local real estate expert, calling with great news. A home down the street from you just sold. Matter of fact, it sold for top dollar. And Bob, we still have buyers that are looking for great homes like yours. And I was just curious, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months? Now, if you were to make 50 of those calls every single day, guys, hang in there with me, okay? If you made 50, if you just did this, if you made 50 circle prospecting calls every single day, that's 250 a week. These are calls, not contacts. If you made 50 calls every day, circle prospecting, you made 250 a week. Let's say that 50 people answer the phone. Out of those 50, is it possible you're going to talk to someone who's going to say, I am? I was thinking of selling my home. I guarantee it. I absolutely guarantee you the answer is yes. Now, that's a seller listing every single week. And all you have to do is make 50 calls every day. And people pick up their phone when you're making circle prospecting call because their home didn't just come off the market. They're not getting hit with lots of phone calls coming in from real estate agents. Same thing for sale by owners. So people answer their phone when you're making circle prospecting calls. 50 out of 250 is actually kind of low. One of those 50 people are thinking of selling their home. I guarantee it. Raise your hand if you bought a car in the last 2 years. Keep it up. If you bought a car in the last 2 years, raise your hand. Okay, I got hands going up here. Okay, so out of the 50 plus people that are on this call, about 25% of you said yes. And I tell people at car lots this all the time. If you called everyone and just said, who do you know that's thinking of buying a car? Do you know you'd sell more cars? You would talk to people who would say, interesting, I am. But you don't do that. You sit in your dealership, you sit on the chair, you talk to the person next to you who's never going to buy a car from you. Why are you talking to them? Get on the phone and just start calling people. Hey, who do you know that's thinking of buying a car? 25% of the people in this room bought a car in the last 2 years. If it's true in the car business, it's true in the real estate business. You're not getting the listings because you're not making the calls. All right. All right. I specialize in helping homeowners avoid foreclosure. So if you go into tax records, you could do a search and you could pull up a list of everybody who has a Liz pendants on their property. They're behind on their mortgage payments. Call them. Hey, Michelle, John Dietz, local real estate expert. By the way, I specialize in helping homeowners avoid foreclosure. Who do you know that's behind on their payments? Now, Michelle thinks it's just a cold call. I'm calling the entire neighborhood, but I am specifically calling Michelle. Sorry, Michelle. Didn't mean to make you out as somebody who didn't pay their bills. Apologize. Uh, and Michelle says, I am. My response is, got it. Now we have options. Do you know what those options are? And we get into a conversation that leads to this is exactly why we need to meet. Why don't we schedule some time to get together and talk about how I can help you do a short sale? All right, prospecting blueprint. Use a platform like Vulcan 7. If you're not already using Vulcan 7, guys, look it up. If you call them and order it, use my name. Um, there's a lot of different platforms out there. RedX is another one. In my experience, both personally and from agents that I'm coaching, Vulcan 7 is the best, the most reliable, and the most expensive. But it's worth the investment. All right, set daily non-negotiable standards. 20 conversations, one new lead, one face-to-face appointment. If you and I are on a boat, I know you've heard this before. Repetition is the mother of learning, right, Bob? If you and I are on a boat, Patricia, and the boat sinks a mile offshore, what's our job? Swim to shore. That's it. Swim to shore. Are we going to stop to check out Facebook on the way? Are we gonna check our emails? Are we gonna text our friends and talk about how amazing it is to be out here fighting for our lives, swimming to shore? No, we're not doing any of those things. We are swimming to shore. That's it. That's our job. That's the only thing that matters. Now, every single day, you start the day a mile offshore. Your job is swim to shore. Shore is one new lead, one face-to-face appointment scheduled. And you don't stop until you've hit that. Never settle. Focus on activities, not results. So let me talk about that for a moment. If you focus on the results, you're going to get discouraged and you're going to want to give up. Guarantee it. If you focus on the results, and I always know when somebody's focused on the results because I have meetings with them and they start out by talking about, um, I'm in a slump. I haven't gotten any new listings in a month. I don't have any buyers who are looking to buy right now. What are they talking about? They're talking about results. If they talk to me about, I had 20 real estate conversations yesterday. I booked one appointment. I got one new lead. You're on track. That's it. That's the focus. When you focus on activity, success is a choice. Please write that down. Write it down like this. When I focus on activities, success is a choice. You choose success or failure. Failure is you didn't have 20 conversations. You didn't get a new lead. You didn't book an appointment. You chose that because you chose to stop making calls before you hit those numbers. Now, you could also choose, I succeed every day. I succeed every day because I don't stop until I do. It's a choice. All right. Purpose of each step. The purpose of the call is get an appointment, period. Write it down. The purpose of the call is to get an appointment. I'm never going to list my home. Awesome. Does tomorrow at 4 work or would 3 be better for you? If I ever do list my home, I've already got a real estate. Awesome. Does tomorrow at 3 work or would 5 o'clock be better for you? I'm only paying 1%. Awesome. Is tomorrow at 3 good or would 4 o'clock be better for you? I'm never going to list my house. Awesome. Does tomorrow at 4 o'clock work or would 3 be better for you? Get the appointment. There is nothing that's going to stop me from scheduling the appointment. There is nothing they could say. I'm a real estate agent. Why would I meet with you? Are you working with every single buyer in the market? Is there a possibility that I have a buyer you don't? Is there a possibility that I could bring you an offer that you wouldn't get if I didn't see your home? You have absolutely nothing to lose by allowing me to see your home. So there's nothing that's going to stop me from going on the appointment. The purpose of the call is to get the appointment. Okay, the purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. Now, I know when agents are getting this wrong too, because Connor, they'll say things like to me, like, John, I'm so excited. I used the strategy that you've been teaching us. I've used your scripts. I got the appointment, but it was a horrible appointment. I'm like, really? Tell me more. They're not motivated, they're overpriced, and they start judging away opportunity. The purpose of the appointment is not to get a listing. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. The listing is in the follow up. Follow up must be systematic. You've got to have a system for this. It's got to be persistent. It's something that you do every single day and you never stop. Tom Hopkins would tell you you have three reasons to stop calling somebody. Number one, they listed their home. Number two, they sold their home. Number three, you're dead. That's it. Other than that, you keep calling. All right. Simple, yes. Easy, no. This is brutally hard. Getting on the phone every single day, talking to 20 people, getting one new lead, scheduling one appointment every single day, it's hard. It's not easy, but there's the blueprint. The blueprint is easy. It's simple and it's not easy. Prospecting takes commitment and determination. You've got to want this as much as you want to breathe, as much as you want to reach shore. You've got to be obsessed with the results in order to do this. Focus on the activities, not the results. Don't quit before reaching your daily standard. There's only two ways in life that you can fail. Number one, don't get started. Number two, quit. We choose to fail. By the way, you fail on a daily basis because at the end of the day, all you could do is all you could do, and all you could do is enough when you do all you could do. But you're the only one who can choose whether or not you're going to do all you can do. Are you going to stop before you do? If the 19th call might be the one that gets you the listing, but if you settle for 18th calls and you're like, close enough, I'm done, I'll make it up tomorrow. First of all, no, you won't. And secondly, what if the 19th call would have been $1 million listing that you would have got, but you didn't get the listing simply because you didn't make the call? Taz, talk to me.
Thank you, John. So yesterday's call was phenomenal. I didn't think you were going to top it that fast, but today's unbelievable. So thank you. My challenge is time management, and maybe this is a session we can do one day and table it. But going through the calls and calling tax delinquent properties for foreclosures, expires, circle prospecting. How do you manage the time, and what do you recommend is the best time to call people?
Love that question. The answer is so easy. It's the first thing you do every day. So if you're on this call every day, um, the time block that I would give you, I would start as early as 7:30 in the morning. Now, before you raise your hand and say, John, we can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. We're going to get a fine. I know. And don't say John told me to, but I would start as early as 7:30 in the morning. Now, if you don't want to press and you start at 8, that's fine. Start at 8 o'clock, make calls until 9, get on this call. And as soon as you get off this call, lead generation is 9:30 until you're done. It's from 9:30 until you've got 20 conversations, one new lead, one appointment booked, whichever comes last. Sean, talk to me.
I wanted to say I think for me, I've been on this call for a while. The thing that sticks out to me, and maybe it will resonate with some, is set your standard, whatever that is. If that's 5 calls a day, that's all that it is. If it's 250 calls, that's all that it is. 5 calls a day should still result in about 34 opportunities for the year. And so that's it. And then grow it as you can. It can be overwhelming if you got buyers and sellers and you're picking up the kids and dropping off the kids. You got to make dinner and you got to do all the things in your life. So, but make time to do the calls. If it's five, it's five.
Now, Sean, just to clarify, do you mean 5 calls or 5 conversations?
Well, that the standard is for everyone to set themselves. If it's just 5 calls, if that's your standard, then
All right.
that's what it is.
I get that, and I'm 100% in favor of starting low and building up. Don't start today with, John said 20 conversations a day. I haven't never made any, but I'm going to start making 20 today. No, that's not the right idea. You're going to fail. Start lower and build up, just like you would if you were going to run a marathon. You don't start by going out today and running 26 miles. You run around the block. Now, at the same time, 5 calls is too low, guys. Sorry, Sean. It's too low. You got to aim higher. You've got more in you than this. 5 calls is going to take you 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes. Got to aim a
Uh,
little bit higher than this.
I agree. I got one other thing, and I think this goes to with the calls, number of calls you make as well. I talked to an agent yesterday, invited her to this call. She said she had studied a lot of real estate conversations, and she did. She had all the answers for the objection. The difference was that when you hear Michael Trelongo say it, or one of the other studs on here, there's no doubt what they're telling you. And when she said it, there was stops and pauses and things like that. And so practicing in here will help you better out there. That's what she needed. That's why I invited her here.
Uh,
She didn't show.
she's not here, right? So, no, thinking you know everything, not knowing you don't know what you're doing, not knowing what you're doing, and not knowing that you don't know what you're doing is called unconscious incompetence. Joe Temper, talk to me.
Hey, John. So my first question was going to be if you're somebody new like me starting out, would you try to focus on one buyers or sellers, or would you just hit the phones hard and just try to get sellers? Because
So, I believe that you want to build a business based on seller listings always. I also believe that, especially now in a buyer's market, you want buyers. Uh, you need motivated buyers and sellers, Joe. You need people who are
okay,
closing deals. So just focus on one new lead, one new appointment, whether it's a buyer or a seller, every single day. Now,
okay,
when you do that, you're going to have massive success.
thank you.
Joe, talk to me.
Yeah, so when you leverage tools like John was talking about, Vulcan, Mojo, RedX, 414 dials yesterday during my calling time. But I also do manual calls, and I got that tracking right here. And it was 9 calls in that first session with an answer, no, an answer, no, an answering machine, an answer, no, an answering machine, no, no, answering machine. And then I was getting ready to give up, but I dialed one more and set an appointment.
That's it.
Then I had a 30-minute block later in that day. I called, got an answering machine. I called, got a no, and I was so frustrated I wanted to hang up. And I told myself just one more. That one more turned into another appointment.
That's right.
So when you want to give up, before you decide to give up, just make one more call.
There you go. Love that. Uh, there's some good stuff in the chat. I'm not a very good multitasker, so usually I ignore the chat. But Victoria put in here, if your standard is to get business, keep going until you get business. Raise your standard. I agree. Brian Copeland, talk to me. Oh, no, he's in the waiting room. Brian, it's over. What are you doing coming in the waiting room at 9:33? All right, I got no more hands. That's it.
Well, I'll see you at 10:30 then.
Raise your hand if you got value today, guys.
Thanks, John.
I'm checking to make sure every hand went up. Okay. All right, we're good. You guys make it an amazing day. I will see everybody tomorrow. Remember, I am not here next week. However, uh, Connor does have the login. He will be opening Survive to Thrive every day at 8:55. Connor will be selecting the pregame motivation or pregame music. Do a good job of that, Connor. Don't let me down. And we have 5 leaders that have stepped up that are each going to take one of those days. I'll be reaching out to you guys individually between now and tomorrow, making sure that you're set up for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, whichever day you're taking. All right, that's a wrap. Make it a great day, guys.
Thank you, John. Good day.
Thank you, John.
See you all tomorrow.
Great day, everyone.